To solve for parallel circuits, you need to know how to find the total resistance or the equivalent resistance. The simplest parallel circuit will consist of two resistors. If we assume that the current is flowing from the top to the bottom, the current will go to the right until it reaches this junction. The current now has the ability to go through R1 or R2. Since there is more than one path in which the current could travel through, this is a parallel circuit. The general formula for parallel circuits is 1 over RT is equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. If we plug the numbers into the equation, we get 1 over 10 ohms plus 1 over 20 ohms. In order to add fractions in math, you must have the same denominator. The common denominator between 10 and 20 is 20. So I need to multiply 1 over 10 by 2 over 2. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 10 is 20, plus 1 over 20. So now I can add the numerator, which is 3, divided by 20. So 1 over RT is equal to 3 over 20. Our next step, we must cross multiply. So 3RT is equal to 20. I need to divide both sides by 3, and 20 over 3 is 6.67 ohms. The second method to calculate the total resistance is using your calculator. You have a reciprocal button on your calculator. It will either look like x to the negative 1 or 1 over x, depending on your calculator. So the way you set this up in your calculator is you type in 10, then you push the button x to the first. When you do that, that will give you 1 over 10. Next, I type in plus for your addition, then 20, and the reciprocal button, which will give you 1 over 20. If you push enter, you should get 0.15. So 1 over RT is equal to 0.15. We want the RT. So at this point, you could cross multiply like we did in the previous slide, or you could take 0.15 and push the reciprocal button and you'll get 6.67 ohms. This is the same answer as the first method. This is another example of a parallel circuit. If we assume that the current will travel from the top to bottom, the current will go to the right until it reaches a junction. At this point, it could travel through R1 or through R2 or through R3. Since it has more than one path to travel through, this is a parallel circuit. So the general formula for equivalent resistance in a parallel circuit is 1 over RT is equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3. So 1 over RT is equal to 1 over 10 ohms plus 1 over 20 ohms plus 1 over 30 ohms. So in order to add fractions again, we must have like denominators. So the common denominator between 10, 20, and 30 is 60. So to make the common denominator 60, I need to multiply the first resistor by 6 over 6, the second resistor by 3 over 3, and the last resistor by 2 over 2. So 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 10 is 60, plus 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 20 is 60, plus 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 30 is 60. Now I could add the numerators together, which is 11. 6 plus 3 plus 2 is 11, divided by 60. 1 over RT is equal to 11 over 60. Now I cross multiply. 11 RT is equal to 60. Divide both sides by 11. And you should get an answer of 5.45 ohms. Now pause the video and try to punch it into your calculator using the reciprocal button. If we use the reciprocal button, we would type in 10. Reciprocal button, this is 1 over 10 plus 20. The reciprocal button, which is 1 over 20 plus 30. The reciprocal button, and if you push enter, you should get 0.183. This is equal to 1 over RT. And again, you could cross multiply, or since RT is on the denominator, you take your number and push the reciprocal button again, and you should get 5.45 ohms, just like the last answer. This is another example of a parallel circuit. If we assume that the current flows from top to bottom, the current will reach the junction and it can travel through R1, R2, R3, or R4. Again, there is more than one path. Therefore, this is a parallel circuit. The current will continue down until it reaches the next junction and recombine back. So the equation for total resistance is 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3 plus 1 over R4. So 1 over RT is equal to 1 over 10 ohms plus 1 over 20 ohms plus 1 over 10 ohms plus 1 over 40 ohms. Without calculators, in order to add fractions, you must have like denominators. The common denominator here is going to be 40. So I need to multiply 10 by 4 over 4, 20 by 2 over 2, 10 by 4 over 4, and the last one, 1 over 40, does not need to be multiplied. So 1 over RT is equal to 4 over 40 plus 2 over 40 plus 4 over 40 plus 1 over 40. So 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 11 over 40. So 1 over RT is equal to 11 over 40. I need to cross multiply, so it's 11 RT is equal to 40. Divide both sides by 11. And 40 divided by 11 becomes 3.64 ohms. Now pause the video and use your calculator to solve this problem. So now we're going to use the reciprocal button on your calculator to solve this problem. So you're going to type in 10, the reciprocal button. That will give you this fraction, 1 over 10, plus 20, reciprocal button, plus 10, reciprocal button, plus 40, reciprocal button. So if you push enter, you should get something like 0.275, and this is equal to 1 over RT. And again, we need RT. RT is in the denominator, so we need to reciprocate it. So you're going to take 0.275, take the reciprocal of it using the reciprocal button, and you should get the same answer, 3.64 ohms.